On the early morning of March 6, 1957, Cecil Ward noticed that the car that had belonged to his close friends William and Margaret Patterson was in the possession of their business competitor, Doyle Kirkland, who had just parked outside and was about to enter his automotive shop. Confused as to why Doyle had their car, Cecil queried him, of which Doyle said that they were going on holiday and needed repairs done to their car. This immediately provoked suspicion for Cecil because he had been invited over with his wife to have dinner around the Pattersons, and they had not mentioned at any point any holiday that they were planning on having in the near future. Concerned for the well-being of William and Margaret, Cecil called the police to drop by their home to make sure everything was fine. Walking through the front door, the police found the house in a complete state of untidiness, including dishes from the previous night still dirty and stacked in the sink. As well as this, the police found that the Pattersons had left a pile of expensive clothing at the cleaners with no indication that they were returning. Their mail was still due to be delivered, suggesting to officers that the Pattersons may have been kidnapped suddenly. Ward was very useful to police, providing as much information as he knew about William and Margaret. On the contrary, a new side of William and Margaret had manifested as police asked more questions about the couple's personal information. Although Cecil had described William as a loudmouth and braggart, but a pretty good guy, Cecil and friends did mention to police that William and Margaret were close-mouthed regarding their personal lives and their childhoods. However, William did mention they had come from Chicago. As well as this, Cecil had also mentioned that weeks prior to their disappearance, William had got into a fight with a waiter because he would not serve his 20-year-old mistress. Investigators were unable to trace the location of Margaret's family, but were luckily able to find William's father, Luther. In court and under oath, Luther said that they're not dead. My boy has done things like this before. He made his living doing sleight of hand tricks and was certain that they would return soon. William's mistress, Estefana Marfin, testified saying that prior to their disappearance, William had mentioned that he had to disappear soon and do it quickly. However, Miss Marfin later retracted her statement for unknown reasons. The case hit a stump. There was no new evidence, no new witnesses that came forward, and investigators were unsure of what to do next. 9 days after the disappearance, an unexpected telegram had been delivered to the Pattersons' accountant, Herbert Roth. It told Herbert that he should act as office manager at the Pattersons' company, as well as asking him to sell their motorhome and to rent out their home for the next 9 months. Whilst investigating the telegram, police found anomalies scattered throughout the paper, like the fact that the sender was listed as W.H. Patterson, even though his middle name did not begin with a H. This lead, however, led to nowhere, because the investigators were unable to find whether it was in fact William who sent the telegram or somebody else impersonating him, mainly because the telegram was ordered over the phone. After no further leads, the case went cold again. That was until a call came into the police office with a witness claiming that she had recognized the Pattersons staying in a hotel outside of Mexico City. Police reluctant to chase the new lead, investigators visited the hotel where they were seen at, but there was no record of the Pattersons ever signing into the hotel. The case went cold again. All witnesses had been questioned and no new evidence had surfaced. And 7 years later, William and Margaret were officially declared dead. The most accepted theory regarding the Pattersons' disappearance revolves around them being murdered, either William murdering Margaret or Margaret murdering William. In 1984, the Pattersons' caretaker, Ronaldo Negare, came forward to police. He said that a few nights before they were declared as missing, Ronaldo had found some blood in their garage, as well as human scalp fragments on the boat's propellers. He also claimed that he saw a man taking a bloody sheet out of their home and putting it into a trunk. When Ronaldo was asked to identify the man, he was unable to. 2 years later, Ronaldo died in a car accident unexpectedly. Whether this is just coincidental is still up to debate. A flaw in this theory is that Cecil had told police that he had helped William coat another layer of paint onto his boat. The blood that Ronaldo saw could have simply been paint. Another theory suggests that the Pattersons were Russian spies. Although this theory is not a widely accepted theory, it does explain a lot about the Pattersons' lifestyle. For example, many spies would keep their personal information about them locked away, similar to what the Pattersons did. As well as this was a time during the Cold War between America and Russia, where spies were frequently used to get data from one country to another. The Pattersons may have been discovered by the American government and declared prisoners of war, or they felt that they were going to get caught and fled instead, which explains why William told his mistress that he had to leave soon. Despite this, however, nobody truly knows what happened to the Pattersons, and it's possible we may never know.